Hello, art lovers, and welcome back to Figure Study, where we appreciate the form in Transformers. And we are continuing our look at the Maketoys Guardia series, their version of the Protectobots and Defensor, with Hymed. And Hymed is, quite honestly, it's got to be like my second favorite so far out of the 4 Limbots that I have my hands on. Still waiting on Vulcan, though. He is obviously an ambulance. A nice looking ambulance. He does suffer from the same issues of Rover, where he's got painted windows along most of his body or most of his vehicle mode, and then suddenly see-through windows. And again, like even more so than Rover, the see-through here doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I'm just now noticing that a bit of a transformation issue where the window there got pushed out of whack. Be right back. Right, sorry for the interruption there. that was just had things misaligned, and yeah, so that's a little bit better. Anyway, so as I was saying, it's he's got the painted windows, and then he's got the see-through windows, and the see-through windows don't really seem to serve any real purpose, other than you can see his upside-down face through the front windshield. Yay! But yeah, I mean, other than that, he's a nice-looking ambulance. Unfortunately, the wheels don't have painted hubcaps or rims or whatever you want to call them like Rover does, but it is what it is. He's got some nice painted lights in the back, though, and more little siren bits. It's a nice red stripe that goes almost all the way around. And the front looks good. Could maybe use a little bit more paint in the headlights, but yeah, it's good looking ambulance. A little panely, but he holds together very well. And again, like Rover, he kind of explodes into a much larger robot. You can kind of see the hands in the back here, and I may have these. I think I have these mistransformed. I think when you push the hands in, they're actually supposed to be the fingers pointing in, but they fit just fine either way. It doesn't really matter. But aside from the hands, everything kind of tucks up nicely. You just have that face peering through in the front. Stay together. Anyway, this is a good looking ambulance. He fits in with the rest. He's definitely more white than any of the other vehicle modes. He doesn't quite have that same white and black aesthetic going that Rover and Axel have. He's more just white and red, I guess you could say. White, red, and blue. But it works for an ambulance. So we'll see how it works in robot mode. Now, Hymed is, as I've said, probably my second favorite next to Axel. I really dig his look. He is very cool. He's got a similar kind of thing going for him as Rover, where there's a whole lot of red that appears. But he wears a lot of his vehicle mode actually in the shoulders and back. But the way it kind of flips around and reveals these new details, it kind of hides it, kind of doesn't. He also has wheels in the shoulders. And it looks good. Now, color-wise, there's a lot more gray that shows up in robot mode. And, of course, a lot more red. He isn't quite as... his red's not quite as bright as Rover's. He... just for a quick comparison, you can see here that Rover's red is a... That's definitely red. And Hymed's red is almost more of like a maroon or burgundy, I guess. But it works. And there's a lot of little details, like just how the back of the ambulance forms knee pads for him. There's some nice little molded details that show up with the exposed robot bits. I really love his chest, how he's got just like this little white cross in here, kind of like an inverse of the Red Cross or medical symbol. And some nice vent details there. He has this is part of his. This is actually part of his limb mode, but it gives him a nice little waist crunch there. There's even some like little blue highlights in the pelvic region, which also helped kind of break a lot of that up. And he's a lot less white than I would have expected from a robot that used to be an ambulance. Like he's got a little on the forearms, the legs, the chest, and the face. And that's pretty much it. I do like how they kind of gave him on his shoulders sort of like his own shoulder sirens, which aren't actually visible at all in vehicle mode, but or at least not unless you're looking from the underside. But I think that's cool. And some nicely detailed forearms for the most part. If you look at them from certain angles, they're kind of okay, but yeah, they look good. And he has a really cool shape to him. I mean, I'm sure there are people who don't much care for this backpack going on here, but I actually really, really like it. It looks pretty cool from the front, from a slight angle. It's neat, and I really like how it reveals these little molded details. It kind of adds more to it. And it hides away the front of the ambulance a bit. And I'm honestly okay with this little bit hanging up over here. I don't know. It gives him an interesting looking torso silhouette in my mind. It's cool. And his face, while also kind of generic looking, I think the colors that they went with here really, really help, because just like having this, solid red for the helmet area is nice. And then the white for the mask looks really good. And of course, those deep blue eyes. Deep blue eyes. He's again kind of generic looking in the face, but the actual color is very sharp and it pops. And I totally appreciate that. And I do really dig his look. He's just really interesting looking to me. There's so many, like the way the color breaks up and the shape and the way that like you've got these blocky legs that kind of thin out up here, and then he just kind of bulks up again towards the torso, and then has the slightly Popeye-ish arms. It just works really well for me. The color, the shape, I really dig the backpack in an odd way. It's just something about it. Something about this shape on his back. It's just really cool to me. Yeah, he is a very cool bot. Hands are a little difficult to take out. And I think I may have done something to the may have accidentally warped some of the clear plastic for this side window here when I was trying to transform him into his vehicle mode, but he is very cool. I think he's going to make a great arm. He's just, yeah. Even his feet have a surprising amount of little molded details to them. Even on the underside. We have a crumb in there. That's what I get for using my desk. So anyway, yeah. Big surprise. HiMed is also really cool. It's like there really isn't a weak link in the in the set so far. We'll see how if that changes, but yeah, he's very cool. He's got this, which I'm assuming is for transformation, where he can hinge his, or for maybe limb mode, where he can hinge his arms around. I don't know. They lock in pretty securely, though, for the most part. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I dig the proportions. I dig the shape. I dig the color. He is, if it weren't for Axel, he would be my favorite. So that has been my look at Maketoys. I already forgot his name. I don't know why. Maketoys Hymed. It's very cool. And that's one of the things I really love about this set is the fact that any of these figures are great standalone figures. The fact that they combine is just kind of icing on the cake, I guess. It's kind of miraculous, really, because just the individual figures are so cool. Anyway, yeah, that's that. As per usual, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Any combination of those three would be fantastic. There will be a link down below if you'd like to get your own Hymed, and I would highly recommend it, along with Axel and Rover, and, you know, maybe Katana, maybe Vulcan. Ooh, who knows? Yeah, no, totally. Get them all. They're great. And remember, as per usual, art is more than meets the eye.